Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off a 50-cent pick four at Saratoga on Whitney Saturday with Grade 1 stakes action. It's the Saratoga Derby Invitational. 3-year-olds, mile and 3/16 on the Mellon Turf Course for $600,000. Before we take a look at the field, remember time form USPPs available at DRF.com, speed ratings, pace ratings, lots more. Learn about all the details, drf.com/TFUS101. Here's the field for the Saratoga Derby, Mike. It should be a really nice betting race. The 5 Farbridge scored in the Belmont Derby last time out for Todd Pletcher and Jose Ortiz, and he figures to take some money. He's 2-1 on our colleague David Aragona's morning line.
I suppose he could be considered the horse to beat Dan off of the Belmont Derby win last time. He ran well in that race. I thought he took a step forward there. He really finished pretty well off of what was a really good trip, in my opinion. But this horse obviously has talent.
Let's throw up the time form US pace projector for the Saratoga Derby. The 5 is a very versatile horse. That's Farbridge. We expect him to be in mid-pack. Program trading, the 2 is stretching out in distance for the first time. He's very lightly raced. The 1, Mondego, was the pace setter in the Belmont Derby, and I expect them to be close.
Me too. I don't know that they're going to be looking for the lead necessarily with the 2 program trading, but he could certainly get there. He has tons of talent and is lightly raced. I'm sure they're going to go forward with Mondego. He doesn't have to be on the lead, Dan, but he was last time.
Not only does the 6 Webslinger have tactical speed, he also has the LP flag indicating the best time form US late pace rating. Let's start things off talking about Mondego, who ran a good third in the Belmont Derby. He was coming into that race off 2 nice victories. He was stepping way up in class, was a big price. He went to the front. He set a reasonable pace, but he fought hard in the stretch, only getting beat a length. I think he can do it either way. On the lead, off the pace, I think they're going to opt for the pocket.
Yeah, they probably will try to do that. We'll see where he winds up early. I don't think it matters, Dan, if he does wind up on the lead in here. He certainly ran well last time when he made the front in that race. He was really game through the stretch. Well, really no match for Farbridge late, but he still ran a nice race. He was very good 2 starts back. Once he altered course in that race, he really finished. I think this horse is talented. He just happens to be in another really tough race here.
2 questions for the 2 program trading. How far does he want to go? How good is he as he steps up into the stakes ranks in his 3rd lifetime start? He's a perfect 2 for 2. Here's his most recent outing at Belmont, going 1 mile and a 16th, first level allowance. He got right up close to the pace in this race, attacked in between horses, and I like the way he finishes off once Pratt asks him for run.
I like that about him, too. He took on a challenge there through the upper stretch, but he just totally dismissed that horse. This horse that's running at him on the outside, Operation Torch, he's not a bad horse. He doesn't get anywhere near program trading in here. This is an impressive win. His debut was an impressive win. This horse is really, really good, Dan. He has more of a miler's pedigree. I'm not sure how far he wants to go. If he can get this far, he can beat this field.
The 3 Aspen Grove is a filly taking on the boys. She's entered in the Saratoga Oaks on Friday. It appears she's going to run in this race. So we'll take a look at her most recent effort, the Belmont Oaks, going 1 mile and a quarter. And in this race, she didn't break very well like many European horses, but I thought she got a great ride. She was able to save ground into the first turn, stayed in behind horses, and everything works out. Here's the seam, and she flies on home.
Yeah, I mean, she does run really well in this race. I don't want to take anything away from her. Yes, she got a great trip and ride in here, but she also ran at the end of this race. It's a nice performance. I kind of feel like she probably fits better in the filly race, but if they take a shot here, I guess she's not impossible.
The number 4 is coming in from Europe. That is the Franchise, who stretched out successfully last time out, and maybe he has found himself at these longer distances. He wore cheek pieces last time out, and he looked good doing it.
Yeah, it was a really nice performance. This horse is very lightly raced. He's only 1 for 5 right now, Dan, but he ran really well on his debut before his second start didn't work out. Come back from the layoff this year, he's run really, really well in all 3 of those starts, particularly the last one. He got a good trip in that race, but he only got clear late, and he really finished. I think this horse is good.
Here's the morning line favorite and the Belmont Derby winner. The number 5, Farbridge, got a really nice ride from Jose Ortiz to win the Belmont Derby. Was able to save ground on the second turn. He's going to eventually get on out in the stretch, and once he does, he finishes very strongly. You see Mondego in the yellow cap setting the pace. He'll hold on for 3rd.
Yeah, this is a good trip for this horse. It all really worked out for him, but I think you got to give him some credit for this final furlong that he puts in. It's a pretty strong finish in here. A good performance from him. He ran well 2 starts back also when he got through on the rail late in that race. I don't know. I think this horse is good, Dan. I'm not sure that he's a standout in here, however. I don't know that I would take him as the favorite in this race, but I won't be surprised when he wins.
The number 6 Web Slinger ran on for 4th in the video we just showed you, the Belmont Derby. Prior to that, he was doing very good work at slightly shorter distances. It's nice to see that he will stay this trip. And again, he's tactical enough that he can work out his own trip. He can come from far back if the pace is fast. If it's slower, he can stay close. He's going to be kicking in the stretch, and he might actually offer a little bit of value if he drifts off that 4-1.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. I mean, he's already beaten Farbridge earlier this year. I know it was in a shorter race and it was only by a nose, but he did beat that horse. And then he came right back with an easy win going 9 furlongs. Last time, I mean, I guess anybody can make their own decisions about it. They can go back and watch the full replay. I thought Farbridge got a perfect trip in that race. This horse was wide all the way around the track, and he still made another good run late. I'm not sure that there's that much between these two horses.
Sherman Gay is showing some confidence in the 7 Battle of Normandy, stepping him up off a couple of defeats against first-level allowance competition. He did well at Saratoga last year, albeit over the inner turf course. Here's his most recent start. This is on Preakness Day, the opening race. And again, this pace, this racetrack might have been favoring speed most of the day. You see Battle of Normandy, he's hanging on his left lead. He's going to come with a run and finish second. I guess he's the kind of horse you take back, hope for a fast pace, and make one run. I think he'll stay the distance.
I think he will too. Listen, more than anything else, I just feel like he ran okay in this race, and I'm not sure that that's enough to really get me interested. He was fine. He was very determined at the end. I like that he managed to get up for second. I don't know that it necessarily makes me want to bet him back against this field, but he obviously still has upside.
The number 8 is the Lion of War, who's coming in from overseas, and he's been racing in very good form, a winner 2 starts back. He seems to like firm going, and that might be the case at Saratoga on Saturday. He just seems like a rock-solid, consistent horse. Might need to take a slight step forward, but we've seen these Europeans make hay in the past against our turf horses.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point, actually, Dan, because I did feel like maybe he did need to take a step forward in here, but maybe ultimately it's just the right kind of spot for him. He looked good early on. His first couple of starts in particular were good. I got to be honest, I haven't really been impressed with anything he's done since then. I thought he was only okay last time as the favorite.
And completing the field's the 9 Truly Quality, who's stepping up in class off of a maiden victory at 1 1/4 miles. Let's watch the Jonathan Thomas trained son of Quality Road, and he makes a nice strong move on the outside, Mike, to take command. He stays about his business. He just looks like the kind of horse that will stay all day. He's very progressive. He's very well bred. I wonder if this is a bit too much too soon.
Yeah, right off of a maiden win, maybe they're asking a little too much for him, but he's got a nice pedigree. He's run well in all 3 starts so far. He wins this race convincingly. Worth pointing out that it was a very, very strong pace that he was sitting off of in there. So he kind of had all the best of it, but I still thought he looked good winning.
Good field. Let's take a look at our top picks for the Saratoga Derby. Mike is going with the franchise. He's a giant price on the morning line. He looked good last time out, stretching out, and maybe he has found his niche going longer.
I'm hoping that's the case, Dan. I think this horse has run pretty well in basically all of his starts. I think he's super interesting shipping over for this race. He's pretty handy. He really finishes in his races. He's going to be a price in here.
I've been very impressed with the way Program Trading has won both lifetime starts. I still think there is upside and more in the tank, and I think he's going to get close to the pace. He'll be in the thick of things when they turn for home for Chad Brown. 4625 for Mike, 2516 for me. It's the Saratoga Derby on Whitney Saturday at the Spa. Good luck.